So if you guys watched my last video, I was putting bulbs out, and this is what they all turned into. They all came up. This patch right here, I've already picked all those. They did come up too. But if you guys remember, I did, instead of like the standard method for bulk planting tulips where you like place each one individually with the tip up, like eggs in an egg carton, I did that with this small group right here, and I've not had trouble harvesting them, the few that I've harvested like off the end right here. This group over here, which was all some double purples, this whole bed and then the end of this bed, I went in and just scattered the bulbs, just literally dumped the cases in. Didn't pay attention to which way the points were pointing, if they were upright or not. And all of the, they all came up fine for the most part. I think I did have some loss because I think they were just too crowded, but for the most part they all came up fine. But the problem that I have had is when I go to harvest them, I've got the board off of this bed to try to make it easier to see, but like this stem right here, okay, so this stem is straight as it comes out of the ground, but when you're trying to harvest them for cut flowers and you're wanting to store them and you're wanting to harvest them with the bulbs still on, the way that I planted them, not paying attention to what direction they were pointing, it made it to where like this stem looks like it's straight up and down, but this stem may go down and you'll think, oh, well, I'll just dig down and get that bulb out, it's right there, but it's not. The bulb for this stem may be like over here, and it grew this way around another stem, and they may be like locked together, and then it grew up. So that has made it really hard to harvest these tulips with the bulb on, because you're so worried that I've had a lot of issues with thinking I'm grabbing the right bulb, but it's not. It'll be a stem that's over here, a couple stems over, that maybe is still too green and doesn't need to come out yet. So I have lost some due to that too. So just an update for y'all on that. I will never plant tulips that way again. From now on, I will be planting them like I did these, where they're individually placed with the tips up. That way I know when I go to dig down that when I'm grabbing this one's bulb, it is straight down from it, and I know that that's the right bulb that I'm grabbing. So just an update on that for y'all. Now, the exception to this would be like if you're not trying to store tulips, if you have like an immediate market for them where you can cut them that day and you know that everything that's cut that day or the next day is leaving pretty quick and you don't need to store them with the bulb on. This method did speed up planting dramatically. Like it took half the time that it would have taken to plant them individually, setting each one. So if you're doing it to where you're not trying to get the bulb out and you're just going to cut the bottom of the stem at the dirt, it'll probably be fine. But that's not what I'm doing. I may have to store flowers like, for 4 or 5 days before they go where they're supposed to go. So, when they start coloring, you've got to go ahead and pick them. You can't just let them sit there for 4 or 5 more days, because that's going to shorten the vase life on them for the end customer. So I'm pulling with the bulb on. And so for harvesting with the bulb on, I don't recommend planting them this way. It's been a pain in the butt. It's going to continue to be a pain in the butt to get these out without damaging maybe one that doesn't need to come out yet. So there's your tulip tip for today.